You ever just hit a wall when you're learning something new? Well, today we're going to look at a super simple trick to absolutely smash right through it. And believe it or not, it all starts with something as simple as your morning coffee. It doesn't matter what it is, right? A musical instrument, some new software, or, and this is a big one, a new language. There's almost always that point where your progress just stops. You know the basics, you've put in the hours, but you just can't seem to get fluent. So what's going on there? Why does that happen? Okay, so for anyone learning a language, this is what they call the intermediate plateau, and it is so frustrating. It's that stage where you know you've learned a ton of vocabulary, you've got the grammar down, but when it's time to actually speak, it's like your brain just short circuits, complete freeze up. So here's what's really happening. At the core of this whole problem is that your brain is basically doing double the work. See, instead of thinking directly in the new language, you're forming an idea in your native tongue. Then you're searching for the right words, checking the grammar, and translating the whole thing. And all of that happens before you even say a single word. It is exhausting. And man, is it slow. But what if you could just cut out half of that workload? Just gone. Well, this quote from our source material really gets to the heart of the secret. You don't need to be searching for all these big words or complex ideas. You just need to talk about your life. The content is already there, just waiting for you. And that right there leads us to what we're calling the daily routine hack. It's so simple, but it's also a really profound shift in your thinking. It's about what you practice, not just how you practice. So forget about trying to debate politics or describe some complex scientific theory in a language you're still learning. The best, most accessible, and totally endless source of practice material is the one thing you know better than anyone on the planet, your own daily life. Okay, so let's put a name to it. The daily routine method is just this. You practice by describing your own daily life. That's it. You're not making up stories, you're just talking about what you've actually done. I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I made coffee. Simple, right? Now, the genius of this method is totally in its simplicity, but you might be wondering what makes it so incredibly effective? Well, it's actually backed by some really solid learning principles. For starters, it's real. I mean, you're practicing the exact words you're going to use every single day. It's also super relevant to you, which makes it way easier to remember. And this next one, this is huge. It completely lowers the stress of having to think of what to say. And because you're less stressed, you create this amazing positive feedback loop that builds actual, genuine confidence. And here's a little of the science behind it. When you try to talk about some abstract, complicated topic, your cognitive load, that's just your mental effort, is through the roof just trying to come up with the idea itself. But when you talk about your day, the story's already written. That cognitive load just plummets. And that frees up all this brain power to focus 100% on the language itself. And this is what leads to the ultimate breakthrough. The source material points out that when you do this consistently, something kind of magical starts to happen. You actually start to bypass that little translator in your head. The words just flow more naturally because you're not translating, you're just talking. You're connecting words directly to your own experiences, and that builds real, lasting confidence. Okay, so how do you actually do this? It's way easier than you think, and you can literally start today. You don't need some fancy journal prompt or anything. Just start by asking yourself these super simple questions. What did I do today? What did I eat? Where did I go? Just answering these basic questions, that's the whole foundation of the practice. And the best part is you can weave this right into your day. In the morning, maybe you describe getting ready. In the afternoon, you can narrate what you're doing on your break. Then, in the evening, you can tell the whole story of your day from start to finish. It stops being a chore and becomes more like a living diary. And please, remember this. The goal here is not perfection. It's not even close. Don't worry about making mistakes. The only goal is to open your mouth and just speak. The act of speaking itself, that's the win. Okay, now this is where the real magic happens. This is the power of compounding. We're not talking about marathon, all-night study sessions here. We're talking about tiny, consistent efforts that build up into something huge over time. It all starts with just one sentence. Seriously, that's it. Today, just say one thing you did. I drank coffee. Done. Then tomorrow, maybe you say 2 sentences. I drank coffee. It was good. See? You're already building on yesterday's success. So if you just practice a couple of sentences every single day, by the end of the year, you'll have over 700 instances of real active language practice. Just think about that for a second. Over 700 moments where you're genuinely connecting with a language. That is how you build fluency, brick by brick, sentence by sentence. What happens is you get this massive shift in your mindset. You stop seeing the language as this dry academic thing you study in a textbook. It becomes a tool you use to tell the story of your own life. You're not just studying the language anymore, you're living in it. So we want to leave you with this thought. This whole principle of small, consistent, relevant practice, it doesn't just work for learning a language. So ask yourself, what other wall in your life could you break through? What other skill could you totally master if you just dedicated 5 minutes to living it every single day?